egregious as humanly possible. $2. 2 yanks, man. You gotta make it worth my while, bro. I really was gonna use it. I'm telling you, right behind there. He found that money just to... It's fucking horrible what's going out there. Genocide in Palestine and it's...
We're here. We're talking about inspiring ideas. We're here to see what you think. I want to hear from you. You feel me? What's an idea that's been inspiring you recently? What have you been thinking about? What's on your mind? You feel me? I don't care. I mean, even if I did, you wouldn't be able to say it because this is a one-way conversation. I'm the only one who gets to talk. Yo, what's wavy, baby? Welcome back to the Wavy Cave from Wavy Wednesdays. And on this week's episode, I would like to speak a little bit about escapism, right? It's something that I think about a lot these days because so much of Western culture, so much of Western society is essentially hinged on escapism, right? Like if you look at America's history, like the country of America was literally founded on escapism, right? Like those guys were, the legend goes, trying to escape religious persecution and also like the overarching domineering ness of the English government, right? So they came to America, they tried to make like, oh, these free land, we don't want the government fucking with us, we want them, blah, 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 right? And then you fast forward 250 years and you have Disney World, right? Or just Disney at large, which is one of the biggest American companies to ever exist outside of maybe like Apple and Google, and those are a lot more recent. I mean, Disney is a real dynasty, you feel me? And it is hinging on escapism, right? You go to Disney World and it's literally like a world apart. The rules are different, the people are different, the culture is different. It really feels like it's a planet unto itself. And that is like the height of American dreams. A lot of people like, you know, there was win the Super Bowl. What do you want to do? I want to go to Disney World, you know? And it's that ability to escape. There was some quote from this National Geographic magazine, and it was like something about the Walt Disney enacting the American myth that if you grab enough wilderness, you can like make your own world essentially. And I mean, that's what that nigga did, bro. Like he bought enough land in Orlando, swampland, converted it, and now it's like its own country, essentially. I'm pretty sure it's like its own like county or whatever. It can make its own laws in some senses. But I digress. So why is that important, right? And I think it's important because there are very small, insidious ways in which escapism can creep into our lives and our daily practices that we may not be aware of, that can actually hinder us and harm us and not promote growth, right? So growth is through just meeting whatever you're contending with head on, right? Like I'm depressed, I don't like my job, I'm studying for this test, right? Like if I try to use escapism to avoid those things, all I do is kick the can down the road, right? Eventually, I'm gonna have to contend with those realities, but I don't want to right now because they're kind of uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna put on this Netflix show, I'm just gonna doom scroll on TikTok, and I'm just gonna avoid having to deal with these realities that are impending in my life, right? I might go out, I might drink, I might smoke some shit, and I'm just gonna forget about all the things that I actually really need to think about in order to be a contributing member of society and in order to be a responsible adult, right? And if we allow those habits to fester and to become routines, we end up like Disney adults, right? And I'm pretty sure that nobody watching this video wants to be a Disney adult, right? Which is not to say that you don't enjoy taking time off and resting, right? Which is very different to trying to escape, right? Even if you look at the way that Americans or Western society frames poverty, right? They say you've got to escape poverty. You've got to escape the 9-to-5 grind. You've got to escape the matrix, right? But there is nothing to escape from because there's nothing to escape to. There's no other world to go to. Elon Musk, we're not going to Mars, nigga. That shit is not happening, bro. Like at least in the next like 300 years, bro. Niggas is not going to Mars. There's nowhere to go. You know, you dial it back 400, 500 years ago. It's like, yeah, nigga, I'm going to leave England. I'm going to go to America. I'm going to fuck on some bad indigenous bitch and I'm never coming back here. Fuck you, mom. They'll love me over there. And then Christopher Columbus runs away to India and then founds America. And we're all here because he just couldn't contend with the reality that he had to contend with in England or where the fuck he was from, Spain. Who gives a shit, nigga? Not me. Fuck you, Christopher Columbus. You're a bitch. And your descendants are bitches too. No, I kid. Christopher Columbus, you're not a bitch. I mean, you're not a bitch, but the point is that there's nowhere to escape to. There's no reality that you can go to escape the trials and tribulations of the mortal coil. There's no drug, there's no idea, there's no country, and they can sell you these lies. And that's the thing that the modern economy is based on, is selling you lies, brother. And, you know, I'm not trying to get up on my soapbox and be like, the system, you gotta escape the system, you know, because it is what it is, right? But it is good to know how the system works and so that you can kind of like circumvent the system, you feel me? Because if you're buying the Kool-Aid, if you're buying the product, you're sipping the Kool-Aid, bro, you're just cooked, you know? If you're sipping the Kool-Aid and you're like, yeah, this shit tastes good, but at least I know that it's just pure chemicals and sugar and it's gonna kill me, you're a little bit better off, you know, because Kool-Aid slaps sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never drank Kool-Aid and enjoyed that on a hot summer day. Of course, it is literally chemically designed for you to do that shit, right? But the point is, I know that it's not good for you and I'm not drinking Kool-Aid every single fucking day, right? So don't try to engage in escapism every single day if you can manage it, right? Try to engage life head on. Try to meet the trials and the challenges that you have to meet where they're at. Don't kick the can down the road because there is nothing to escape to. There is no better future. There is only right now. Point blank, period, right? So don't let them win. Don't try to escape. Make them change the system to suit you. Don't change to the system. Other moral platitudes, Black Power, women's rights, free Palestine, you know, all that good stuff. Anyway, that's all I got from the Wavy Cave this week. I hope that something I said resonated. I hope that you understand what I'm trying to say. I mean, this one was a little bit more high octane than usual, but I digress.
The Wavy Cave is open. Let the waves take over. Contraband is not allowed. We are your vocal youth.
Yeah!
Make sure to stay wavy.
Wow, so I don't get it. I love you. You really do hate me. Wow. You be trying. Nah, no, you didn't. Nah, no, you died. Yeah. Watch this. Watch. No, you didn't. All right, yeah. See, this is the treatment that I get. This is the treatment. Do y'all see this camera? I'm talking to the camera. This is the treatment that I get. All right, gotta go. Love you. See, you didn't even say it. Gaslight. It's gaslight. That's what we do. Wait, no, it's not. Nah.
What's wavy, baby?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome back to Wavy Weekly. So, what we got for y'all this week? Well, first, let's talk about what's going on in Philadelphia, locally. SEPTA fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Surprise.
You know what? You want to know what my big thing is, bro? Like, no, let me actually get a little serious because I feel like a lot of people feel this. All right, $250. That's not a bad commute price.
Right.
$5 is bad. That's pushing it. $250 is actually cool. You can remove the 50. Yeah, the 50 cents is like I don't want to have to carry around change to get on the bus.
Right.
So let's leave it at $2. That's perfect for price fair. The issue is the outstanding amount of homeless smells and drugs. If I didn't have to face that, getting on the I'll be more inclined to pay.
So, but how do you feel like you could deal with that though?
Okay. Provide spaces for the homeless. Do not consider for a second that you'll have a city like Philadelphia without the subway system being overflooded with homeless. At least like make it so that they have a place
To go.
not to go, but to be around.
Right.
Because there's typically nowhere to go if you're homeless. I know because I've experienced it. You just be around.
Right.
So if you find a spot that you like, you're going to be there. But typically, it's more likely that if they make the spot for you, you're going to be there.
Right.
But if they just don't consider a spot for you to be in,
You just gotta be where you gotta be.
you got to be where you got to be. And that might be on a train, 8 a.m., ass crack out in front of 8-year-olds, bro. It might. I'm sorry, bro, but that's the reality of it. Is I get on the train, it's a little girl right here. You got a nigga smoking a L. You got a crackhead bent ass up. Like, okay, come on, bro. Like, we got to talk about this. We can't just act like y'all going to shut off services. Like,
Right.
come on, dog.
Without really addressing the root problem that we're trying to
That's
talk
the root
about.
problem. That is the root problem right there, bro. That's the root problem for sure.
The homelessness.
The root problem is not like niggas not paying, because niggas would pay if the fare was perfect.
Right.
But it's not.
And the service, I feel like the service has to be better. It has to be more reliable, bro. I feel like, and SEPTA is not unreliable. I feel like I don't think I'll go so far as to say,
Bro, my dog. It been times while I was at the airport, the train sometimes will stop.
Yeah.
For like 5 whole minutes.
Yeah,
and it'll
fair,
fuck the
that's
whole shit,
fair.
because then you missed that one bus.
Yeah.
You missed the one bus, 40 minutes late to work.
But I mean, that's it's hard to avoid like completely.
Reliability, because in China, for example, they
Yeah.
got their new bullet train. I know you seen that bullet train system, bro. Like, the bull apologized for being 15 seconds. He did a public apology for being 15 seconds late. Every customer got their fare refunded.
For 15 seconds?
15 seconds late.
Yeah, we gotta lock in.
That's like societal. That's right there. That right there.
Yeah, we gotta lock in.
We gotta
do
get
better
there,
as a
bro,
country,
because
yeah,
we out here with rats and shit. They got bullet trains that they getting mad for 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Nah, we need that, bro.
We got fucking
We gotta lock in.
zombies and shit. Oh, for sure.
We got, like,
Speaking of locking in, bro, dog, they got 40 fucking buses just blew up.
yeah, that was an inside job.
Like,
I
from an
cannot-
electrical fire, like, you guys are so bad. These are fucking discontinued buses, decommissioned buses,
At that?
including 15 electric buses in a storage yard. They just blow up.
Like, come on, bro.
We gotta be doing better than this shit, bro. But hopefully, this fucking, the state meeting that they had recently will have some kind of thing to do with improving. Some things they spoke about in this meeting was that they're at a $213 million deficit. And so right now they're, being forced to make cuts to service, which obviously fucking sucks. Niggas gotta get a whip very soon. 45% reduction in service and a 21.5% increase in fare. A 45, that's almost they're cutting the service almost in half, bro. That's a lot of service reduction. But I mean, 213 is a lot. But I feel like they were talking about this being as a kind of result of what happened after COVID and them not really being able to catch themselves after that. And I feel like there are a lot of industries like that where COVID really crippled them and there's no plan, there's no conversation, there's no kind of like negotiation to kind of get these things back afloat because, rich niggas don't care about public transportation. They got fucking Bugattis and shit. So we just out here gonna a 45% reduction in service and they're charging you more.
Okay. This is why I just choose to say it's not reliable, because half of the week I'm late to work. I'm experiencing some type of negative thing getting on the train.
Yeah.
Be it the smell, or someone's unpleasant, or something. It's like we got to do better with the because COVID and like I don't know, this shit is stupid.
Very stupid. You know what else is stupid? DHS.
They have, in Philadelphia, commissioned or instructed the National Guard to search for and transport unaccompanied migrant children. Because why would you specifically?
Yeah, it's like normally in a society, how I imagine it. I am no historian, but if you found a child that had nowhere to go, you would take the child to the church.
Or it's like...
You bring them to the church. They stay at the church for a few days. People ask around, find a really well-trusted family, because anyone would abuse a child. Well, no, not anyone, but anyone with those intentions. Anyone could, right? So, what preventative measures are we as people taking to make sure that not only our children, but the children around us aren't getting taken advantage of? Because, let's be honest, what business would a government agency have of looking for unaccompanied migrant children? I get like, no, I don't. Because if it was like unaccompanied migrant criminals, unaccompanied migrant sex, it would be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, get the niggas up out of here.
But you talking about, why don't...
Just the 6-year-old Juanita. She's just on the corner somewhere, and you just got ice in a big ass van. Just snatch her up.
Hey, come on, bro. That's
Never
just
see
like,
her again.
Never see her again. So, how can we hold the government accountable for the shit that they say that they're doing?
Wasn't it a nigga who like graduated or something from like NYU, and then like ICE got him, and he was detained, and then they just lost him like in the system?
Really?
Like lost him? Yeah, I don't know the exact. I should. I mean, whatever the actual story is, I will put on the camera on the screen now. But yeah, it was some, what I remember, it was either like a student who like graduated, maybe he was valedictorian, and he said like, you know, fuck ICE or whatever he said, or like, you know, free Palestine or whatever, and then like he got detained, and then he was supposed to go to some trial or whatever after, and then they just like lost him in the prison system. Like they don't know where he is. So like there are no checks and balances anymore at this point. Niggas are just
No, there are checks and balances. What's happening is, because I don't know, I'm the type of person, and I feel like you are kind of too. We break the fourth wall, so like it's very hard to bullshit me.
Yes.
Like it's very hard to, and it's very hard for me to bullshit people because I don't like bullshit myself.
Right.
So there is no breach. These niggas are overstepping way too far, because. Yeah. There was another situation, I think somewhere, I'm not too interested in the Diddy kids, to be honest, because it's like, it's a whole bunch of depravity, but there was one person who was supposed to testify, and they said they lost him in the prison system, and it's like, that's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah. Same thing like fucking Epstein, bro. Like, they committed suicide, now they're saying that they got the video evidence after Google makes the fucking AI video generation. It's just...
Bro,
Bold-faced fucking lies.
All I'm saying is that all of these lies will not go without consequence. So choose your consequence very carefully. Because you fuck with the wrong people. Like, this is the start of... Not the start. This is the awakening of a lot of shit. Like, this headline, it says a lot, bro.
I mean...
The DHS, National Guard, search for kids.
Unaccompanied
kids. So if they accompanied, it's just like, all right. But it's unaccompanied... I don't know.
Defense Department has not yet approved it, so we hope, you know, but... So, I mean, what little we can do. I saw this on Instagram. Honestly, I can really neither vouch for or dissuade the efficacy of this information, but this is all the information that I have, so it's all that I can really provide, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
Take photos. You have the right under the First Amendment to document ICE and the police. I mean, this is the thing, right? Because, like... I feel like sometimes these types of Instagram posts and these initiatives are very much like theoretical, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, on paper, yeah, you have the First Amendment, but like, bro, you got a 6'5" nigga with fucking tactical gear, with a gun to your face, bro. That nigga does not care about your amendment rights.
Yeah, nah.
So, I mean, I would just say move with caution, move with sense, just in general, you know,
Please
obviously. Please be very safe. Look out for each other. But, you know, I mean, it's sad to say, but you can't take unnecessary risks in this life, you know, and if you're in a position to help somebody, definitely help them. But if you're dead, you can't help anybody. So,
literally, this situation, I'd really consider, if you are a migrant, or if you know, this is if it was me. I'm not giving you directives to do shit. This is not like a call-in. I'm not telling you to do nothing. But if I was a migrant, man, I'd consider probably moving. I mean, and if they are going to search for migrant children, and you are a migrant yourself, and you might happen to know a migrant child, if you are the type of person that would be a good person, adopt that child.
yeah.
Don't, like, just adopt the child. I don't know. Because these sorts of situations are complex, and no one will give a voice to these conversations, because the people that have voices, I don't want us to even pay attention to this. So we have to, like, rise it up ourselves.
And, you know, I think that because people always, or I feel like always ask, like, oh, how did the Holocaust happen? How did nobody do anything? You know, and I think that we are being presented with, like, that reality now, right? Like, it's not that simple, you know, that you can just say, oh, that's wrong, and you should stop doing that, and people just stop doing the stuff, you know, so.
Very rarely does a situation play out like that, bro. It's normally a lot of fighting, a lot of bickering, a lot of then it's, but.
So, hopefully, you know, putting a light on that, and even just, like, documenting these types of situations in real time, because this is real life, this is what's happening in the world as we speak, in Philadelphia, not even, like, across, this is in our backyard, you know?
Yeah.
So, if you're in Philadelphia too, or wherever you are in the world, just make sure that you're looking out, building community, you know, and staying safe, and doing what you can to make the future brighter for everybody. But
wait, one more thing before we get to internet and entertainment.
What?
Palantir.
What's that?